fuck? Shit. Alright, alright. Yo, why do I hear boss music? What the fuck? What, what, what the fuck, man? Hello, and welcome to Ultrakill, a game where by the end of it, if you can still see properly, I'm gonna give a kudos to you. At the very start, this game is no bullshit. It begins immediately, you're handed a gun, and it sends you on its way. Yeah, it's cool and all, but like, dear God. Okay, besides that little hiccup we had there, it's a pretty fun game, and I highly recommend it to anyone who has the money to spare. But besides that, that first level, that's just a basic tutorial teaching you the basics like shooting, your alternate fire, harrying. We'll get to that one later. And just basic movement like sliding, stomping, and wall climbing, and dashing. So it's a good start to the game, and it just picks up from there on after that. Now, it's time to start. Welcome to Chapter 1. This is just a basic level. I mean, there's not really much, but there's a little special someone that we meet in the middle of this. This is Sword Machine. This guy's AI is the equivalent of a single cell organism. He just shoots and he hits you with the sword. He's easily parryable, so we cut through this guy pretty quickly, even with just the pistol. But we do get to unlock a new weapon, the shotgun, which I'll cover later. But after that, when you get past the secret, you just continue on the level. It's another easy level, and that's the end of 1-2. This level kind of kicks off slow with just throwing around just a little bit of enemies at you, but it starts slowly building up. It shows a new enemy. He's just a stronger version of another one, but they're pretty easy to deal with. Their head is just on the shoulder. But we also meet Sword Machine again, but you know, he's kind of easy to deal with, so we just beat the absolute dog shit out of him. It wasn't that hard of a fight. He leaves because this was a secret part of the area. We needed to get a shotgun, but we already did that earlier. So now we just keep progressing through the level, you know, just more and more guys. And then we meet him again. It is a little harder, but since we beat him the first time in this level, he has half as much health. So it was a little easier. He gets mad now, but it was still an easy fight. And to cap it off, it was a good end to this level with decent design and enemies, but it wasn't that hard. This is the last level, the so-called tutorial, where it makes you practice everything that you've done throughout this whole part of the section. So you obviously not fucking shoot. I mean, it's a first-person shooter. but you should implementing different combos like bombs, explosives, shotgun, parrying. This is an all-out attack where you are faced with a bunch of bosses you've seen before, like the malicious face. You've seen him a couple times. He's kind of tough, but that's fine. And then it just throws everything at you. It's a good level. I really like it. It's a way to end off the tutorial before the real game begins. Ass! This is your final test before you can truly experience Enter the Game of Ultrakill. What I said was the end of the tutorial. It was trying to teach you the basic movements and basic mechanics of the game. Now, this is your real test. You thought them throwing everything they had at you was enough, but before you can really enter hell, you have to face 2 more opponents. And those opponents are...
Doom shot, motherfucker. Now I'm spilling red, you see. The tape recorder KDC, just to hear the screams. Got my rusty blade, all the same, just to make you bleed. I'm a cop, killer, big thriller. I was made by fake, Miller, black and white. You see the scene. Now I'm spilling red, you see. God, strap us up, block won't stop me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Your first couple of tries against these guys, you're gonna struggle. You don't have enough firepower to swiftly kill these guys unless you really know what you're doing. Because the shotgun and the pistol are really good and all, but there's other really great damage options that can really tear these guys up. So your first couple of tries, it's gonna be a struggle. You're gonna not do as much damage as you want. But that's what the game's trying to prove to you. You're gonna have to use the movement and all that. But also you're gonna have to use your parrying, your shooting. You're gonna have to learn how to actually play this game. That's the whole point of what these 4 levels were to teach you how to play. And I feel like it beautifully teaches you. And it's a really fun level, and I highly recommend. Ass. When you first enter this level, it almost feels like there's something wrong. I mean, with the calming soundtrack and the relaxing background, it's supposed to make you feel safe, but it feels like there's something wrong. That's when you go to the first area and get your skull, and you go back. Then you realize these guys are stuck here. This is Limbo, the first circle of hell. When you start fighting these guys, the soundtrack changes, but it's not a very big change. You still feel a sense of calm, but there's a light piano chord, or what I think is a piano, that feels almost sinister underneath. You don't feel safe here, and you're not meant to be safe here. And that's what I find the beauty in this level, on how it kicks off and starts, sets a tone that you're not safe here. It's a really beautiful level, and it really encapsulates Ultrakill. So the level just starts off normal. It's your regular Ultrakill level, but it takes a huge left turn in the middle of it. Your objective in this level is to find the blue skull to open the blue door and progress. So you have to enter the castle thingy or whatever it's called to find that blue skull. You end up finding it, but as soon as you leave the castle, There's a huge turn. This world is on fucking fire. There's these new enemies, these flamethrower guys. They can't be parried at all. They do a fuck ton of damage. But they're not that hard to kill if you use the right tools. Normally like the shotgun, etc. This is a pretty hard level. It's the new update, which is being made as recording this. With the brutality, oh my god. It was hard for me. But anyways, besides the point, we see Cerberus again, and we try to fight him. We just keep fighting through this level. But there's nothing really big. Besides him and him. What, buddy? This level is a slog through. So the whole gimmick is that there's 2 skulls you have to unlock. One of them is optional, as the other is the harder path. But if you use 2, you can fight a secret boss. And I feel like that's the pretty interesting part of the level. Most of this I skipped through because I was not fighting all those enemies. So I just skipped through. I was running as fast as I could. I fought a few enemies in this level, but the boss is what I really want to cover. So here he is. Or they.
I still got PTSD. Motherfuck the big 3. Nigga, it's just big me. Nigga, bum.
Yeah, no, they don't get a special edit. They're just a reskin of Sword Machine. But 2 of them, they're the exact same, so no need to really cover over them. Before we start fighting the boss that's ahead in this room, there's a little bit of business we have to attend to. The reason we are slabbing all those numbers so we can get this, the slab revolver. It's just like the regular revolver, but it's much slower shooting, but it does a lot of damage, so that's the drawback. It kind of sucks. I don't really use it that much. Welcome to the Lust Lair. Everything is purple and long. The first level, we climb up this like staircase thingy to get to the main part, which is a long corridor that leads to the end. We see some old faces like the Malicious Face and Cerberus, but ultimately we genuinely just skipped this level. We ran through everything and made it to the end. It was a very short level. Normally you're supposed to kill everything, but we didn't do that. the second level is pretty good. You spend most of the map, you have to break these little circuit breaker things to progress. It's a really cool concept, and I love the idea for it. And it's a very good level design. I liked it personally. I have one thing to say about this level, and is that I absolutely hate this level. I got lost so many times it wasn't even funny. But besides that, we meet a new enemy called the Mind Flayer. They just throw a bunch of projectiles at you and a real pain in the ass to deal with. But besides that, it was a pretty good level. This level is very eerie. It's scary because you go down this long hallway with an elevator. But in the middle of it, the power runs out. And as that power runs out, you go to a complete stop. And what comes out of the darkness is a giant hand. After that hand was dealt with, we move on, we find another skull, and we pick it up and we bring it back. But we finally get to meet who's behind the hand. That man is no longer a man. In the next level, we're quite literally inside King Minos, a symbol of gluttony. And I find it not that bad to show gluttony because, you know, we're in the stomach of a fucking person. This is an absolute gauntlet of a level where you take everything you've learned, the game that's thrown at you, and you apply it. I honestly really like this approach as this is really challenging, especially on a first attempt. There's a lot of new bosses, like the Mind Flayer shows up a lot, but a lot of old bosses, like at the end, where 4 Cerberus await you. I find this level very interesting, and honestly, it's really good design. Especially that last room, where, you know, it just stares. This is a beautiful level, but there's something else waiting beyond.
Machine, turn back now. The layers of this palace are not for your kind. Turn back, or you will be crossing the will of God. Your choice is made. As the righteous hand of the Father, I shall rend you apart once more.
Get some blood! That's the best you've got!
What? How can this be? Bested by this thing? You insignificant fuck! This is not over! May your
Oh, what a fun level. That was really good. Wait, how many more acts?
Alone at the edge of a universe humming a tune.